There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time. Oh, 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 oh. There will be a time.
Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode, Getting Well with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. A bunch of games to discuss today, some very nice spots on today's slate. So we will, of course, get to that. But we will start the show as we usually do, and we'll take a quick look at what happened on yesterday's slate, and then we'll get to, what happened on Tuesday slate, and then we'll get to the standings and, of course, jump into today's slate. But starting with the first game here, New Jersey Devils, Washington Capitals. I stayed off this one. Should have pulled the trigger on Ovechkin anytime goal. He didn't cash the game before, so I stayed off. And, of course, Ovechkin found the back of the net. We'll be discussing more about him later on. Dallas Stars, New York Rangers. Had the draw here for a half unit. Unfortunately, did not cash here in this game. The Rangers finding a way to keep their winning streak going. Dallas continues their little bit of a losing streak here. 3-1 final. Dallas had 42 shots on goal. Shesterkin is either lights out or he has a rough game. And of course, he was lights out in this one when I had the over 6.5. Player prop here, Logan Stankoven, anytime goal, unfortunately was a push because he did not play. Unfortunately, Duchesne, well, I guess I shouldn't say unfortunately, but Duchesne was ready to play and Stankoven did not get to play and it got sent down. So he was literally up with the Dallas Stars for a few hours before getting sent down back to the AHL. Ottawa Senators, Florida Panthers. This game was looking so great. I had a Florida puck line. Florida was up by 2 goals. Everything was looking great. And then the Panthers took their foot off the gas. Ottawa stormed back. But the Panthers won in overtime, which also helped cash the bet we're going to talk about in a little bit here. The draw between the Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins was a nice winner, plus 360. Pittsburgh battled back to tie it and to get it to 4-4 with the Islanders winning in overtime. So that was a nice cash there with the draw. Wild money line unfortunately lost. Despite Wild playing pretty well against the Winnipeg Jets, it really was a letdown spot after scoring 10 goals against Vancouver. Thought the Wild could keep their winning going. Still 5-1-1 in their last 7. So still playing really well. Couldn't get the win here, unfortunately. Goaltending has been really rough the last 2 games for the Wild. Vancouver Canucks, Colorado Avalanche. This was my Picks and Parlays exclusive play. I had the over here, just with how Vancouver's been on the road, with how Colorado's been in recent games. But Vancouver focused really hard on the defense, but did not focus so much on the offense. Colorado with the 3-1 victory in that one. National Predators, Vegas Golden Knights, Nicholas Waugh over half a point. A nice winner there. He continues to cash, Nicholas Waugh. Despite his line mates, Marchessault and Barbashev not getting a point, Nicholas Waugh was able to. So thank you, Mr. Waugh. Columbus Blue Jackets, LA Kings, Boone Jenner, anytime goal. Johnny Gaudreau over half assist, both half unit plays. Really should have waited the next night, last night against Anaheim to pull the trigger on these. Luckily, there were half unit plays, so unfortunate 2 half unit losers there. So overall, not a very good Tuesday slate, but we did cash the first parlay of the day. Plus 127 here, full unit. Matthew Tkachuk over half a point. Joel Eriksson over half a point. Tkachuk got an assist on that overtime winner. Joel Erikssonek was able to get an assist on a power play goal by the Wild. So a nice plus 127 winner there to help soften the blow from the little bit of a rough Tuesday. Wasn't feeling very well yesterday, so I did not do the show yesterday. Of course, yesterday was a great day for me. If you check the spreadsheet, Bobby McMahon anytime goal plus 650 was a beautiful cash. Khrushchev unfortunately did not cash. The Montreal top line didn't cash when it came to parlay pieces, but the later games were fantastic, and I did very well with same game parlays and stuff. So yesterday's slate was pretty good after a rough Tuesday. Looking to keep it going here on this Thursday slate. We'll quickly take a look at the standings here, and then we'll jump into the chat and get into today's slate. In the Atlantic, Boston was 79, Florida was 78, a close race in the Atlantic. Toronto around 8-9 points behind with 70. Starting to break away from the wildcard teams below them. Rangers 77, Carolina 71, Philadelphia 67 points in the Metro. Tampa Bay 65, Detroit 64. And then we've got the teams that are trying to move up, trying to catch the Red Wings and the Lightning. New Jersey was 60, Islanders was 60, Washington with 58. And then we've got the other teams here below. Pittsburgh still has a couple games in hand. Buffalo with 54, Montreal with 52. And then our other bottom teams here in the East. In the West, Dallas was 76, Colorado was 74, Winnipeg was 73. A close race here in the Central. Winnipeg has 3 games on hand on the teams above them. Vancouver with 80, Vegas with 70, Edmonton with 68 in the Pacific. The wild card race, LA in the first wild card spot was 66, St. Louis was 60, Nashville tied with St. Louis with 60, Minnesota with 58, Seattle and Calgary both with 57. Still a really close race here in the Western Conference. We'll see if that keeps going as we get closer to the end of the season. Arizona kind of on an island on their own there. Was playing really well, but now with this just horrible, awful stretch they've had, they played themselves right out of any playoff race here. Anaheim with 42, San Jose with 35, and the Blackhawks trying to get the number 1 overall pick has 33 points. We'll jump into the chat and see how everything is going with everyone. So close to a nice parlay. Had Trent Frederick anytime goal with Matthews anytime goal, and the over Vetrano didn't hit. Yeah, luckily I just took Vetrano with a point, so I didn't go with him as a goal. FML Matthews anytime goal, Tippett shots and goal was a lock given the matchups, and I messed up the parlay with a lesser leg loser Peterka. Yeah, Peterka had been so great at getting shots, but unfortunately not. Terry, ... Hello, Nicholas. Big card, only 3 plays at the moment. May add a couple. Wow, 3 plays, eh? Well, I've got a lot more than that. Bruins are number 1. There you go. Are they Ice X? Are they? No, they have 79 points. Vancouver's 80. So that is incorrect. The Boston Bruins are second in the NHL right now. Unless we're talking about division, then they're first. Yeah. Oh no, Justice Annunen for the Avs. Oh, very interesting. I like my play even more, which we'll get to in a bit. Fortunately, Gaudreau anytime goal and anytime assist and Gaudreau anytime goal. Matthews anytime goal did save you some. Good. Good day, Terry, too, as well. Captain Bright finally had a very profitable day after a couple subpar days. Yeah, you and me are usually kind of on the same page, so not surprising. We both had good nights last night. I love it. $20 on Stars puck line, Devils puck line, Bruins puck line, Kings puck line is 1,239. What 4 teams would you pick to cover at -1.5? I'm not on any puck lines today, so I don't have 4 teams to cover a puck line for you. I'm sorry. Canucks -1.5, Vegas -1.5 are nice as well. We'll get to those games. Kings Blues Press Wild, Kraken, or Preds. Flames still in the hunt, so their games here are very important. Exactly. Wouldn't it be nice for the Blackhawks to find a friend for Bedard with the number one overall pick? No, no. They can get the third or fourth overall pick. We don't need the Blackhawks getting first overall pick every year. That's just not what we need. And yes, I'm talking about from a Wild fan. Caps, Isles, Devils, Wings, Lightning, fight in the East. Crucial time. Yes, for sure. After tonight, Bruins will be number one. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Laughing at Bedard, you're slow to Foligno. Yeah, yeah. Baseball is back. Over 10 for Nick. No, I don't have any plays in the very first spring training game of the baseball spring training. I don't. So sorry. But there's one from Nick. So one of his three plays of the day just happens to be a baseball play. There you go. But we will jump into today's slate. Quite a few games to go over. So we'll jump right into the first one here, which is between the Washington Capitals, Tampa Bay Lightning. Washington plus 160 to plus 172. Tampa Bay minus 190 to minus 200. 6.5s right across the board in this game. And this Tampa Bay Lightning team, I'm sure glad that I was not on them, but a lot of people were taking Tampa Bay in their last game after that loss against Florida. People really thinking that Tampa Bay would bounce back, and they did not. They had another crap game, and now enter this game really looking to bounce back. Washington 3-1-1 in their last 5 games. The last 3 games all going over 6.5. Tampa 3-4 in their last 7. 3 overs, 1 under. 2 games finished with 6 goals. Tampa Bay 6-2 in the last 8 meetings between the teams. 2 overs, 1 under. 2 games finished with 6 goals. So both teams trending more towards the over. Who will be a net here? Nobody confirmed for it. Charlie Lindgren. It looks like it'll be Vasilevsky again. So despite having some rough games, he's given up 10 goals his last 2 games for an 800 save percentage. But it looks like he's starting tonight. So maybe you should give your franchise goaltender a little bit of a rest. But then again, Tampa Bay is trying to hold that wild card spot. So for me in this game, give me Alex Ovechkin anytime goal, plus 165. Ovechkin has a goal in 7 of his last 8 games. He's got a point in 8 straight, at least 3 shots on goal in 8 straight games. The Great 8 is shooting once again. He is finding the back of the net, 2 goals in his last game. He has 50 career goals against the Tampa Bay, the second most goals he has against any team. And this Tampa Bay team, Vasilevsky is not in good form right now. This Tampa Bay team isn't playing very well. So give me Ovechkin anytime goal to find the back of the net here, plus 165. Dylan Strome, his line mate, has a point in 4 of his last 5 games. For the Tampa Bay Lightning, Brandon Hagel has a point in 10 straight games. He's having a fantastic season. Braden Point, a goal in 3 straight, at least 3 shots on goal, 4 of his last 5 games. Anthony Cirelli has a point in 5 of his last 6, and Nikita Kucherov has a point in 11 of his last 12 games. I do believe we'll get goals here. Leaned with the over 6.5, but I could see this game finishing with 6. So ultimately, just for me, I'll take Ovechkin to find the back of the net. Caps money line. Caps money line. Crap. Isaac says crap. Hell no, I'm done with Tampa Bay. Yeah, and a lot of people are very upset with Tampa Bay right now, and I wouldn't blame you, because when you lose 9-2, if you are a Stanley Cup contender, you should be bouncing back after a 9-2 loss, and not losing. Lean Caps at plus 170, but pass. Nothing wrong with that. Bounce back spot for Tampa. Not saying they will win, but they will show up offensively. This game goes over 6. I could see that. Wouldn't hate Tampa Bay to continue losing. Isles will take your spot. No problem, Tampa. We will see. Speaking about the Isles, I know Nick will be against the Isles today, but Go Islanders. You're not going to hear that from me very often, but I will say it today. Let's go Islanders. Win in regulation, please. Both teams fighting for wild card spots, so in theory, this is a defensive matchup. Expect the Bolts can't play D anymore. Exactly. They can't. They can't give Vasilevsky any help, and Vasilevsky is not having his usual self season. Caps money line is a good value, but don't have a play on the side. Of course, we're on Ovechkin anytime goal together. Braden Point over 2.5 shots on goal, minus 130. I like it. I like it. Um, uh, the F, Nick is on Blues tonight. Blues are a home dog. Nick loves the Blues, and he really loves the Blues as a home dog. So yes, I am 99.9% sure that Nicholas is on the Blues, but we'll get to it obviously when we get to it. But we'll talk about our second game here, which is between the Colorado Avalanche and the Detroit Red Wings. I should probably refresh this game now that we're getting some updated information here. Colorado minus 125 to minus 135. Detroit plus 110 to plus 115. 6.5s and 7s across the board here in this game. Let's take a look. Justice Annunen likely for Colorado. He has been pretty rough. In 3 games this year, he's got a 4.08 goals against average and an 888 save percentage. Detroit are starting Alex Lyon, who's been pretty good. His last start at a 4-3 overtime win against Seattle, he stopped 38 of 41. Lyon has been pretty good for the Red Wings this season. How these teams doing recently? Colorado's won 3 of their last 4 after a bit of a cold stretch. Colorado seems to be turning it on here. 5 of their last 7 games over 6.5. Detroit 5-2-1 in their last 8 games. 3 of their last 5 games going over 6.5. Detroit going overtime in 3 of their last 6 games. How these teams done against each other in the past? Well, it's been very one-sided. Of course, with this Detroit team being a rebuilding team and this Avalanche team being a Stanley Cup contender each year, it's not surprising. Colorado's won 10 in a row against the Detroit Red Wings, 5 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. And I got the over 6.5 at minus 128. Obviously, now hearing Justice Annunen in a net, that's why we're seeing 7s at most spots here. So unfortunately, this line has moved a bit. And when it comes to this over, right now, looks like you can get minus 133 at Bet Rivers. It's minus 140, minus 150 other spots for the over. So at this point, I maybe potentially look at the over 6.5 as a parlay piece at this point with the price it's at. You could go with the over 7, but I don't like taking 7s. I really don't here. Looking at player props for this one, Nathan MacKinnon has an assist in 4 straight games, at least 4 shots on goal in 7 of his last 8. Mikko Rantanen has at least 4 shots on goal in 5 of his last 7. Arturi Lehkonen has a goal in 3 of his last 4 games. Patrick Kane has a point and an assist. So he has an assist in 5 straight games for the Red Wings. Lucas Raymond has back-to-back games with a goal and an assist. And JT Compher has a point in 9 of his last 11 games here. And that's basically all to say about this game. Caps over 2.5 team totals minus 116. That's not a bad look. Wings money line. Now that hearing that Annanen's in net and the way Detroit's played, if I was looking at a side, it would be the Wings. I think the Wings could have a good chance here in this one to break that 10-game losing streak against Colorado. I'm sure they want to break that. Avs money line, says Robert. All right. This morning, the Blues are minus 103 on Bovada, waiting for them to hit plus 110, plus 115 range. Then we'll prop bet them. Of course he will. Of course he will. What's up, Terry? Hello, Kev. Hope all is good. Strong lean towards Detroit now with Justin. Yeah, I agree. it's because Varlamov is elite? No, but we'll discuss more about that game later. Unfortunately, no, I'm kidding. Red Wings Avs over 6.5. I do like it. I just don't like the price anymore. I'm glad I locked it in earlier. In spite of Detroit opponents dominating 5-on-5 play, Detroit is scoring their goals. They are. Look for McKinnon Truck to get his shots. Look for the over. I like it. I like it. I like it. No plays, but definitely lean the over. I agree. Sprinkle on Red Wings money line. I agree again. I think this could be a good with getting Annan in a net. This could be the spot where the Red Wings end that streak. Good, everyone is healthy on the Avs decor. Yeah, but the over 6.5 is -150 as an opening trap though. I take Wings team total goals. You could do that. Probably a better price for going the Detroit team total over. Now that might be a good look. Now with the prices we have this game. But we'll move on along to potentially the game of the night. We've got a couple of really good matchups today, but we will start with this one. Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. Florida -105 to +104. Carolina -115 everywhere. So books an agreement here. Sixes right across the board. It does look like there is 6.5s available if you were looking at the total in this one. How have these teams been doing recently? Or should we get to goalies first? Bobrovsky confirmed for Florida. No big surprise there. Kochetkov unconfirmed for Carolina in this game. How these teams been doing recently? Florida has won 10 of their last 11 games, playing dominant hockey right now. 2 overs, 6 unders, 1 game, finished with 6 goals. Carolina has won 8 of their last 10, 2, 2, and 2 to a total of 6. So 2 overs, 2 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. How these teams done against each other recently? So we know Florida's really hot right now, and we know Carolina's really hot right now. How do these teams do against each other? Well, Florida's won 10 of the last 12 meetings between these teams. Florida Panthers should not be an underdog. Give me the Panthers here as a dog. Get it. Carolina's playing really well right now, also. But don't need the Panthers puck line in here. I just need them to find a way to win. Winning 10 of their last 11, 10 of their last 12 against Carolina. Give me the Panthers here at a dog price. I just absolutely have to take it here when it's this price. Sam Reinhart has a point in 18 of his last 20 games. Matthew Tkachuk a point in 20 of his last 22. And Carter Verhaeghe a point in 18 of his last 22. Those three I've been going back to over and over and over again for same game parlays. I do still like them, obviously, because they've been continuing to cash. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a lower scoring game, though. So I might not go heavy on props in this game. Marty Necas has a point 5 of his last 6 for Carolina. Jordan Stahl has an assist in 5 of his last 6. And Seth Jarvis has a point in 10 of his last 11 for the Carolina Hurricanes. So some players playing pretty well right now for both teams. We will see who can come out here on top in this game. Let's scroll up here. Vegas money line. I'm limiting myself to one play a night. You've been getting killed in the NHL. I know it's been tough. But yeah, we'll get to the Vegas game later. Detroit team total over 3.5 is +116. I like that, Tommy. I do. Annan expected in net. I love it. Panthers correct score 3-2 +2,200. Panthers have held opponents to 2 or less goals in the last 11 games. That's a pretty nice stat and a pretty good plus price there, +2,200. I could definitely see a 3-2 score, maybe even overtime in this one. I passed on this trappy game. I don't think it's trappy. Canes -1.5. Whoa, Robert. Whoa. Panthers +100. Wrong team favored. Panthers on the road are elite. Yes, I believe they are trying to tie or break a road record here. I don't know the full, if it's a franchise record or if it's NHL record. I'm not exactly sure, but Panthers have been money on the road. I completely agree. And yes, I don't think Panthers should be an underdog to anybody right now. I don't. Revenge of the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs. Yeah, obviously, Florida was able to beat Carolina here. They've had a lot of success against the Canes in recent years. This game will end in a 1-goal difference, whether it be reg or overtime pass. All right. Canes quietest 16-4-1 in the league. Yeah, they have been playing well. They have been playing well, but this is an extremely tough opponent. I believe 11 straight road wins for Florida as well. Yes, they're going for some kind of record. Thank you for the show, brother. I'm on a parlay on DraftKings. Kevin Fiala under half an assist and Raquel over 2.5 shots on goal. All right, interesting. Under half an assist for Fiala. That's an interesting play there. I like it. Panthers money line and sprinkle the draw, and your best bet is the under. Okay. Parlay the under with Matthew Tkachuk point for plus 170. I like it. Like it, Captain Brian. They already faced off against each other. Cats won 5-2 in Florida. Yes. So it's not like it's the first game after the playoff series. This Panthers team just owns the Canes for whatever reason. The draw in this game is plus 370. Twisting my arm. I really do want to add the draw. I probably will get to the draw after the show, to be honest. Matthew Tkachuk, overtime winner to relive Canes' nightmares. Wouldn't shock me at all. Wouldn't shock me. I would love the Canes to win, though, to put a pause on the Cats catching up on the Bruins. ISX, do you really want the Bruins to win the division? I think you should be fine with finishing second and getting the Leafs with home ice for the Bruins. I would, if I was a Bruins fan, I'd be fine with that. Because we know what happens between the Bruins and Leafs in the playoffs. But go Cats for your Cats bets. Thank you. But yeah, you definitely don't want the Bruins to win the President's Trophy because we saw what happened last year. So if I was a Bruins fan, I'd be fine with them finishing second in their division. But we will move on along to our next game here, which is between the Montreal Canadiens and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Montreal plus 200 to plus 225. Pittsburgh minus 240 to minus 250. Sixes right across the board in this game. Looking at goaltenders here. Caden Primo confirmed for Montreal. Tristan Jarry confirmed for Pittsburgh. Here in this one, how these teams been doing recently? Montreal has lost 5 of their last 6 games. 4 of their last 7 games going over 6.5. Pittsburgh has lost 5 of their last 6 games, going under 5.5 in 7 of their last 9. So both teams losing. Montreal is going over for the most part. Pittsburgh is going under. How these teams done against each other in the past? Well, Montreal's had success against Pittsburgh for whatever reason. 3-0-2 in the last 5 games between the teams. 4 of the last 5 have gone to overtime. So we see overtime when these teams face each other for whatever reason. 5 of the last 7 games going over 6.5 here in this one. And it's not minus 130. It's a better price here for minus 120 today. So I'll take it. I'll jump back on here. Slavkovsky did not get a point yesterday. His line finally held off the score sheet. His streak did come to an end, but I'll take him to jump back on here. Slavkovsky over half a point, minus 120 here in this game against Pittsburgh. Montreal has had success against Pittsburgh. Do they win this game? I don't know. Both of these teams are just not winning games right now, so I won't count on a team to win. I will just take Slavkovsky to get a point somehow in this game. Looking at player props here, Nick Suzuki has a point in 10 of his last 11 games. Cole Caulfield a point in 13 of his last 15. At least 4 shots in goal in 9 of his last 11. Yuri Slavkovsky has a point in 8 of his last 9. Sidney Crosby a point in 11 of his last 14. Brian Rust a point in 5 of his last 7. A goal in 4 of his last 7. And Erik Karlsson has a point in 15 of his last 18 games for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I would love. Oh yeah, plus 370 on FanDuel. I like it. Meh. Okay. Hey. Pass. Well, nothing wrong with that. I just want playoff revenge against the Cats. Isex, trust me, you don't want your Bruins team to face the Panthers in the playoffs. Nobody should be wanting their team to face Florida in the playoffs. Uh, get revenge by winning the cup if you can somehow get there. But then again, you would have to go through Florida. So there you go. Montreal are past at this price. Pittsburgh is not to be trusted at this number. Reports say Dubas is listening to offers basically on everyone in the roster. Pittsburgh rebuilding coming. Yes, he's listening to offers, um, and but he still says he wants to be patient. He wants to see what this team can do. So Pittsburgh, it's go time now. Like this is a must win for them. Crosby to the Bruins incoming soon. Interesting. I can see this game going to overtime. Yeah, 4 of the last 5 have gone to overtime, so it definitely could. Pass on this game. Christ, I want to play Caulfield shots prop, but he got banged up last night. Yes, he did get hit a couple times. So who knows what Pittsburgh players will show up. Suzuki shows up tonight. Yeah, I like Suzuki and Slavkovsky to do something here. This seems to be like a battle of the third and fourth lines. And this one here, I asked Robert this on Twitter yesterday, the day before. With all the trade talks happening with Pittsburgh, could Minnesota go after Jake Gensel? I know he's hurt right now. And yes, it would probably be just for the playoff run, which the Wild are obviously trying to make. But if you add Jake Gensel to this top 6, that really solves a big issue for the Wild. So if I'm Bill Guerin, I know people say that the Wild should be sellers, or I could see him going after Gensel. If you want this team to make the playoffs, I think if you go and add Jake Gensel, that really improves the offensive depth for the Wild. So we'll see what happens there. Trade talks legitimately affect the locker room for a few days. Happened to Markstrom last week, and then he cleared his head to focus. Yes. Aren't the Wild in cap jail? Yes, but with Spurgeon on LTIR, there's ways that this could work. There are ways that the Wild could trade for Jake Gensel. It could definitely happen cap wise. It would just take some an interesting trade. Wild should retool, not add. I don't know. Obviously, it's up to Bill Guerin. The way I see it, though, this Wild's not getting a top draft pick. They've completely screwed that up with their winning. So I would try to make the playoffs. If you're going to not get a good draft pick, at least make the playoffs. That's my thought. So we'll see what the Wild do. Obviously, it's still 2 points out of the playoff spot. Move on along to our next game here, which is between the Dallas Stars and Ottawa Senators. Dallas minus 155 to minus 162. Ottawa plus 135 to plus 142. 6.5s and 7s available here in this game. Do we have confirmed goaltenders for this one? Yes, we do. Jake Ottinger confirmed for Dallas. Anton Forsberg confirmed for Ottawa in this game. Ottinger's lost back-to-back games in overtime, giving up 3 or more goals. It has an 870 save percentage. So not the best stats here for Ottinger the last couple of games. Forsberg, on the other side, has a 2-game win streak, playing a little bit better here for the Sens. How have these teams done recently? Dallas has lost 3 games in a row, 3 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals, going overtime in 2 of their last 3. Ottawa 1-2-1 in their last 4. No overs, 2 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. Ottawa has had success against this Stars team. 9-3-1 in the last 13 meetings between the teams. 2 overs, 1 game finished with 6 goals in the most recent meetings. And for me, no single plays here. This is one of the games where I want to kind of stay away here. When it comes to Dallas player props, things are all over the place. With when once Duchesne went out, that really screwed up Marchment. That line. Um, Thomas Harley gets points sometimes, doesn't other games. Nobody's really consistent enough for me here. Marchment does have a point nine of his last 11. Harley a point four of his last six. Robertson an assist in five of his last seven. Wyatt Johnston a point three of his last four. I do expect this Dallas Stars team to have at least attempt to end their losing streak here. I expect a good game from them. Claude Giroux has a point, six straight games, eight of his last nine for the Senators, and Tim Stützle has a goal in three straight games here. Ultimately, this game is going to be one of my passes, most likely here. So should the Isles. Okay. Okay. Senators money line. I could see it. Dump Maroon. Sorry, I don't like him. Sorry, I do like him. Or you don't like him? Um, hey, he's hurt right now, anyways. He's just not really much of a factor. Freddie Gaudreau, unfortunately, I love Bill Guerin and I sing his praises, but Freddie Gaudreau is the one boo boo that he made. Yes, the contract extensions that Wild fans don't like this year, Hartman and Zuccarello and stuff. I have mixed feelings there, but Gaudreau was a mistake. I do agree that. And maybe goes back to Pittsburgh in a Gensel trade. Sounds good to me. Major pass. I could see that. Stars money line. They need to. Well, they're still in a good spot, so they don't need to win this, but they should. Line is correct in this game, maybe slightly went towards the Sens. All right. Dallas Ottawa track meet. Shootathon. We could see high scoring game here. Stars puck line. Can't trust them on that the way they've been playing lately, especially against a team that's owned them. Wyatt Johnson will continue to drive his line. Miro Heiskanen will contribute to points. Okay. Goal in first 10, both teams to score, first period. And you'll be playing Wyatt Johnson shot prop. Best of luck. Brady Tkachuk shot prop at home goes over. I like it. No plays in this game, but Claude Giroux sends Alex Ovechkin caps, Matthew Tkachuk, Brendan Hagel, all to record a point is your lottery ticket. All right. I like it. And one of those plays may be involved in the parlay of the day, which we'll get to later. Matt Duchesne, 2 points. Parlay with Patrick Kane, 2 points, plus 1,836. Ooh, interesting. Johnston. Why Johnston? You like him? He's money. I agree. He is a really good young player for the Stars. Moving on along to our next game, which is between the New York Rangers and New Jersey Devils. Here, Rangers minus 105 to minus 110. Devils minus 104 to minus 112. 6.5s right across the board. Here, how these teams been doing recently? The Rangers have won 8 games in a row. 3 of their last 5 games going over 6.5. The Devils 3-1 in their last 7 back-to-back games going over 6.5. The Devils have won 4 of the last 6 games between the teams, including the playoff games from last year. 4 of the last 6 games going under 5.5. So we've seen lower scoring games between these teams. Player props, Chris Kreider, a point, 5 of his last 6 games. He's been shooting the puck a lot recently, at least 6 shots on goal in 4 of his last 7. Adam Fox has a point in 5 of his last 6 games. Jack Hughes, when it comes to shooting the puck, wow. Jack Hughes has at least 4 shots on goal in 7 straight games, at least 5 shots on goal in 6 straight games, and at least 6 shots on goal in 5 of his last 6 games. So Hughes shoots the puck. That's all I know. Tyler Toffoli has a point in 3 straight games for Devils. This is my Picks and Parlays exclusive play of the day. I do have a play in this game, which is available on Picks and Parlays in the description below. It is in a 3-pack with Panthers money line and the over in the Colorado game. So you can get it there in that package if you would like. In the description below, picksandparlays.net. Jump into the chat. Devils puck line. Devil's puck line. Wow, okay. Waiting on goalies. Rangers are nothing. Hoping for a Vanacek or Quick to bet New York Rangers. Right. Jack Hughes over 4.5 shots in goal plus 130. Can't talk you off that. Definitely can't. One New York team wins tonight. Okay, interesting. Also, Rags and Pens don't win together on the same night. Interesting. Interesting. Fox Point, Hughes shots and goal over, and Shesterkin total saves over. Very interesting. We have to obviously see who is a net for this game because um, it could be Shesterkin. No, nobody's confirmed. Yeah, so nobody's been confirmed yet in this game. We'll see what happens. But we'll move on along to our next game, which I briefly mentioned earlier. We've got the New York Islanders minus 112 to minus 125. St. Louis plus 100 to plus 110. Sixes right across the board in this game. How have these teams been doing recently? The Islanders 3-3 in their last 9. 4 of their last 5 games going over 6.5. They've gone to overtime 4 of their last 7 games. St. Louis has lost 3 of their last 4. 3 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. How have these teams done against each other in the past? Well, the Islanders 6-2-1 in the last 9 games between the teams. The last 3 games all going over 6.5. No single plays here for me in this one. I want the Islanders to win, obviously, being a Wild fan who was the Wild obviously trying to chase the Blues. Blues starting to lose here, but the Islanders off that overtime win against the Penguins. Now they're coming here to St. Louis. Could be a letdown spot, but then again, this Islanders team really shouldn't be celebrating an overtime win against the Penguins when they blew a 2-goal lead in that game. But also, you need to be focusing on making the playoffs. So I don't think the Islanders should be celebrating that game here. I think they should be focused on this one against the Blues. Barzal is a point in 10 of his last 11 games. Noah Dobson, a point in 9 of his last 11. An assist in 8 of his last 11. I was giving Dobson shit for his defensive play in the last show, and then of course he doesn't get any points. So maybe he listened to me and he's focusing on defense, and now he's not focusing on offense. So who knows what Dobson is going to do? For St. Louis, Robert Thomas has an assist 5 of his last 6 games. Torrey Krug has an assist in 4 of his last 5 for the St. Louis Blues. Isles to give up another lead for the 13th or 21st time this year, and this game goes to overtime. Wouldn't shock me at all. Wouldn't shock me at all. Isles money line, I got it minus 105. Obviously, at that price, I want to take this money line per my taste. Anything above minus 115 is ew. All right. My cutoff point minus 130, minus 135, and Ice X's is minus 115. So there you go. Best game of the night. Yeah, okay. Blues are passing the side, hoping for a better price than plus 100, but draw is probably the best play in this game. Give me Islanders in regulation, please. Isles puck line, I'd love to see it. This is one of the rare games where I'd love to see an Isles puck line. Brock Ness will continue to shoot the puck for the Isles. Nelson shot and goal ladder. I like it. It would take a miracle for the Isles to cover a puck line. Maybe a reg or overtime win. Reg, please. Favorite shots and goal for today: Jack Hughes, Vincent Trocheck, Brady Tkachuk, and Brock Nelson. All right. Best of luck, Tommy. But we will move on along to our next game here, which is between the Boston Bruins and the Calgary Flames. Boston minus 119 and minus 125. I should go back to this game. We do have confirmed goaltenders here. It is Semyon Varlamov against Jordan Bennington in this game. So we do have confirmed goalies here. But back to this one. Calgary plus 105 to plus 108. Home dogs 5.5s right across the board. Here, no confirmed goaltenders. It shows Linus Ullmark supposedly against Jacob Markstrom. In this game, very close numbers when it comes to goals against and exact identical save percentages for both goalies. How these teams done recently? Boston 2-2-2 in their last 6. Last 3 games all going over 6.5, and they've gone to overtime in 4 of their last 5. Calgary's lost 3 of their last 4. 4 of their last 6 games going over 6.5. So both teams trending towards the over 6.5 right now. We're getting a total of 5.5, which is kind of interesting here. Boston 8-4 in the last 12 games between these teams. 1 over, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. And another game, the last game on the slate here, where I don't have a single play. Boston playing last night, big win against Edmonton. Now they have to face the Flames on the second night of a back-to-back. Not the best spot for Boston, but this Flames team is not a team that I'm looking to put my money on. We all know that they are going to be sellers, and the players know that too. Yes, they've been able to win some games here, but I just don't trust them here in this game, so I will pass. Bruins puck line. All right, there you go. Isles have 2 reg wins in the last 18 games. If they win, it'll be in overtime. Unless the Blues have a bad night. I wonder if that'd be just horrible to see. Bruins puck line. All right. Dot, dot, dot. So IceX isn't liking Robert agreeing with him, I think. That's what it looks like here. Wrong team favorite in this spot. Flames plus 112. I don't think the Flames should be favored, but okay. Disagreement there. Bruins money line minus 108. All right. Smokey the Bear will put out the Flames. Sounds good. Markstrom versus Allmark, most likely. All right. Especially after the Flames shut the Bruins out at home. So revenge spot as well. Flames plus 100, but who wants to back the effing Flames? I agree. Fade Cappers is back. I make videos now looking for Capper to fade for today. Well, there's lots of plays on here if you want to fade me. If not, fade someone else. Smokey the Bear, LOL. St. Louis plus money at home in the spot. They are now, yes. So Nick loves them. But I believe they've lost back-to-back games being a dog at home. I believe. Don't quote me on that. But we'll move on along to our next game here between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Vegas Golden Knights. Toronto minus 105 to plus 102. Vegas minus 109 to minus 115. Sixes right across the board in this game. And I would like to take this time to thank the Toronto Maple Leafs. Last night was a great night for me because of this Toronto Maple Leafs team. Matthews got a goal. Bobby McMahon, who we'll discuss here in a bit, has come out of nowhere on a goal scoring streak for the Leafs. He's playing really well. I got the over. I cashed same game parlays. I had McMahon plus 650. Also had him in a parlay with Matthews to score. So last night was just an awesome night. Thank you to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Obviously, this is a second night of a back-to-back for the Leafs. It looks like it'll be Martin Jones and Aiden Hill is unconfirmed here. Maybe they should give Aiden Hill a break, would be my thought. But how these teams have been doing recently, Toronto has won 10 of their last 13 games. 5 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Vegas has lost 3 of their last 4 games. It looks like Mark Stone is going to be injured for a undetermined amount of time. Which is a loss. When you add Eichel and Stone, that is 2 big missing pieces for the Vegas offense for their last 6 games going under 5.5. Vegas 3-1-1 in the last 5 games between the teams. 2 of the last 3 going to overtime. 3 of the last 6 going to overtime. So when these teams face each other, we usually do see the draw. 2 overs, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Very easy decision for me in this one. Give me Bobby McMahon anytime goal plus 500. Shop around for him. It's plus. Yesterday was like plus 400 to plus 650. Today I'm seeing plus 300s up to the plus 500. So shop around. Bobby McMahon. He has a goal in 4 of his last 5 games for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And there is a ton of value on this kid right now. Austin Matthews has a goal in 6 of his last 7 games, 9 of his last 11, at least 3 shots on goal in 11 of his last 12 games. Mitch Marner has a point in 8 straight games and 13 of his last 14, an assist in 5 straight. For Vegas, Nicholas Waugh, a point plus 114. But actually, that might be the wrong price. So ignore the price there for Waugh. I think I didn't update that. But I believe it is plus 100 or plus 105 for Nicholas Waugh here. Who was a point in 9 of his last 10 games. Jonathan Marchessault, a point in 10 of his last 13. Ivan Barbashev, a point 8 of his last 12. I'm not focusing on the other 2 guys. I'll just focus here on Nicholas Waugh to continue on getting points for me. When it comes to the side here, because obviously we do have a very close minus 105 for the Leafs, minus 110 in some spots for both teams. Not the best spot for the Leafs, but I like the way the Leafs are playing right now, and I don't like the way Vegas is playing right now. So ultimately a pass when it comes to the side. The way these teams have gone to overtime in the past does make me want to sprinkle on the draw. So this may be another spot where I get to the draw, but I have not at this moment. Jump into the chat, which is pretty lively today. LMAO, here we go. There we go. Jordan Bennington says Blues money line. Yeah, best of luck. Have fun golfing. You'll be golfing soon, Jordan Bennington. Don't worry. Get those golf clubs ready. This fucking game goes to overtime. There you go. Vegas minus 1.5. There you go. Hi, Tim. Yeah, Jordan Bennington probably is Tim. Tim or Nick, one of the 2. Robert, are you sober? Stone is out, and Toronto Big Dogs and are rolling. Vegas or pass. Might bet them. I won it, but Aiden Hill. All right. He's been kind of rough lately, but due for a bounce back game. Doesn't mean he will, though. I wonder how it'll be with Riley back. This should be fascinating. Riley returning makes me like Vegas even more. I don't agree with that whatsoever. This team, I think, actually, Riley returning makes me want to take Toronto. Everything that happened with him has just galvanized this Leafs team and has made this Leafs team go on a run. So I think him coming back, I think the Leafs are motivated even more with him coming back. So I would look at the other side, but I'm not taking a side here. Leafs will have the Vegas flu. LOL. We will see. In my opinion, Shesterkin saves prop once confirmed as a smash spot. Yeah, if he's in, I could agree with that. Vegas was dog shit versus a hungrier group of Predators. What's Martin Jones' record versus the Knights? I'm not sure. I don't think he's faced them all that much. I guess actually he would have last year with Seattle, but I'm not sure. Vegas money line. All right. Toronto celebrates in Vegas tonight after an overtime win. That's possible. That's possible. Martin Jones, 3-6-1, first Vegas. All right. Shea Theodore is back, which is huge. Didn't have much of an impact in his last game, but yeah. I might add overtime. He might. All right. We might be on that together. Carlson is the new offensive Vegas. Marshy line has gone cold. Yes. Willing Carlson shot prop. All right. And Leafs were better without Riley. I don't agree with that either. Leafs stepped up without Riley. I think losing Riley made all the players step up. And I don't, yes, star player returning. I don't think that the Leafs players all think, oh, he's back. We can just take it easy tonight. I don't see that. But it's not the best spot for the Leafs, which is why I can't take them. McMahon, Tavares, and Robertson. Yes. Keep an eye on that line. This Bobby McMahon kid. Is he a one-time wonder? I don't know. But cash on him at nice plus prices in 2 games recently. So I will just have to go back to him here again in this one. Plus 500 I got him for. But we'll move on along to our next game here, which is, I guess, my favorite play of the night since I've got 4 plays in it. We've got the Vancouver Canucks and the Seattle Kraken in this one. Vancouver minus 125 to minus 135. Seattle plus 110 to plus 115. Sixes right across the board between these two teams. I'll just take a look and see if we do have any confirmed goaltenders for this one. No, we don't. Thatcher Demko unconfirmed. Joey Decord unconfirmed in this game. How have these teams been doing recently? Vancouver 3-4-1 in their last 8 games. 1 over, 3 unders, 2 games, finished with 6 goals. The Kraken 2-0-1 in their last 3. 5 of the last 6 games going under. 5.5 going overtime in 2 of their last 3. How have these teams played against each other in the past? Well, and obviously the past not being that long, the Kraken just being in the league a couple years. Vancouver 7-3 all time against the Kraken, 8-0-2 to a total of 6. So we've never had a game finish with less than 6 goals when these two teams face each other. 8 of the 10 games went over 6.5. We really see high scoring games between these teams. Give me the Canucks money line, which I got for minus 119. Give me the over 6 for minus 110, doubling up here in this game. The Canucks have been losing a few games in a row, faced Colorado. Now they get to face the Kraken here. Division rival, and everyone, as soon as Seattle joined, they said, oh, there's going to be a big rivalry between these teams because of being as close to each other as they are. And we have seen some very exciting games with these teams. Lots of goals. The Canucks getting the win for the most part. The road team has won both games between these teams this year. So I'll take the Canucks minus 119. I'll take the over 6 here. And then when it comes to player props, I know I'm on the Canucks, but I'm taking 2 player props here for Seattle. Jared McCann over half a point. I got for minus 115 at DraftKings. It's minus 120 if you just click on the normal point. But if you go to alternate points, it has 1 plus point for minus 115. So if you're going to bet it at DraftKings, I would go to the alternate point area, which I got for minus 115 for Jared McCann. Why? Well, McCann has a point in 11 of his last 12 games. He is the offense for this Kraken team. And to get his point prop at minus 115 is just insane. It's just insane. Joey Decord saves prop. He's not been confirmed. Once he is and his saves prop is available, as long as it's below 29.5, I will take it. Decord, this Kraken team, I don't know if they just feel more comfortable when he's in net, but they just let him face anything. They don't block shots. They just let him face whatever. He cashes over 30 saves in the second period most games. So in this over higher scoring game that I believe this will be, with the Vancouver Canucks coming here motivated, I think they shoot a ton of pucks at Decord here. So I'll take Decord saves if he's confirmed and once it's out, and McCann over half a point. And as I said, Canucks money line and over 6 in this one. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Jump up. No Mark Stone means more responsibility for Wild Bill. True. Kraken money line. Interesting. Since 2022, the Leafs are 19-2-1 without Riley. Yes, they step up when he's gone. It's not that they're a better team without him, Nick. Come on now. This is a good price for the Canucks. Why do so many people think Vancouver isn't that good? Well, it's not that people think they're not good. It's just that they're, as Nick says, they're having a little bit of a struggle here. Obviously, the game against the Wild where they just completely fell apart. And then the next night against Colorado, that's tough to go into Colorado and win, especially on the second night of a back-to-back. But now we have a better spot for them here in Seattle. I like the spot a lot better for them here. Canucks puck line. Sound good to me. Under or nothing. Yes, I know numbers are kind of pointing towards unders between these teams, but there's no way in hell I'm going anywhere near an under. Um, with Vancouver on the road, as they've gone over in 21 of their 31 road games, I believe it is. Let me get it up here. Obviously, they didn't in their last game, but they've been an over machine on the road. 21 of their 32 road games this year have gone over. Obviously, the huge over history between these teams. Um, I think this is a game where we see goals. And Captain Bryce against me. All right, under 6.5. McCann point -120. I like it. I like it. The McCann point at least. Weird feeling that the Kraken win. They've been playing well, but I don't know. I don't think so. This Canucks, yes, the Canucks dads and mentors are on the trip. It didn't help with the Colorado game, but I think this is it. This is a good bounce back spot for Vancouver here. We finally disagree on a game on a total, but you lean Canucks money line. Hey, hey, it's we never disagree. So hey, it's gonna happen eventually. McCann is the offense. Exactly. He is. He is the offense for this team. I added the draw in Las Vegas Golden Knights. I like it. I do. Vancouver 1+ goals in the first period. Interesting. Marler point parlay with McCann. I like that as well. And yeah, Juan is also on that. McCann and point parlay. Canucks are broken. I'm not ready to go that far yet. I'm not. First time all season they've lost 3 games in a row. It's going to happen, even to the best teams. You're going to go through funks. Look at what Colorado, just look at that awful road trip they had, and they're starting to turn things around. I think the Canucks can turn things around. Canucks 18, 6, and 10 in the first period since December 1st. A tie no bet, -110. Interesting. I like it. Terry, can I ask you a question on your bet sizing strategy? For example, in the Canucks game, would you personally be doing 0.5 on the court saves, 0.5 on Canucks money line? Thanks. Most of my plays I just do 1 unit on. Most of my plays are 1 unit. I do half units on draws. Sometimes with player props, I'll go half unit. With Decord saves, yeah, it's a full unit play for me. Same with McCann, because of how often they cash. I have to take so everything's a full unit unless otherwise noted for me. But um, obviously, that's a lot of units in play. If you want to go half units on plays, it's totally up to you with bet sizing. I just keep my stuff usually at 1 unit. Canucks bounce back. I agree. I like the spot for them. Burakovsky under and everything. Interesting. And a Canuck first period 1 goal. I like it. I'd like them to get more than 1 goal in the first period. But we've got one more game left, and then we'll get to the parlay of the day up here next. But our final game here is between the Nashville Predators and the LA Kings. Nashville +125 to +135. LA Kings -149 and -150. Sixes right across the board between these teams. No confirmed goaltenders here. Has UC Saros and Cam Talbot listed. Of course, we don't know who will be in net here. How these teams been doing recently? Nashville 3-2 in their last 5 back-to-back wins in their last 2 games. 5 overs, no unders. 2 games finished with 6 goals. The Kings won 6 of their last 7 games and are starting to move up the standings with those wins. 2 overs, 3 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. How have these teams done against each other? Well, it is one-sided. Nashville 12-3-1 in the last 16 games between these teams. The Predators love to face the Kings for whatever reason. 3 overs, 2 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. The road team has won both games between these 2 teams so far. Give me the Preds, +135, my dog of the day here. Yes, this Kings team is hot, but this Predators team is a team that has obviously been motivated, winning back-to-back games. Their last one in Vegas. And this Predators team has been a better road team this year. 15-10-2, I believe, on the road. The Kings have struggled at home overall in the season. They've been a much better road team, 10-9-6 at home this year. So I like the road underdog here in the Preds. Player props. These two are at half unit plays. So I don't have it typed in here because it's tough to fit everything in the screen. But both of these player props are half unit plays. Tommy Novak over half a point, plus 130. He has a point in um, 6 of his last 7 games, a goal in 4 of his last 5. Gustav Nyquist has a point in 5 of his last 6 games. Roman Josi has an assist in 5 of his last 6. Adrian Kempe has a point in 3 of his last 4 games for the Kings. And that's basically about it here. Yes, so we'll go back into the chat. Pass. All right, all right. Kings -1. The Kings are back. Preds are overachieving. I disagree. I disagree. Actually, now I might take the Preds. LOL, I'm joking. I'm taking this game. Nothing wrong with that. Daddy? Question mark. I'm confused, but okay. Oh shit. LOL. Preds are frauds. Okay, so Preds are frauds, but Blues aren't. I don't know, Nick. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Kings' new coach bump is still burning. Yes, I don't believe in this Kings team. I don't believe in this Kings team. Yes, they won 5-1 against Columbus. Who doesn't beat Columbus? They've struggled at home. Give me the Preds here. Staying off this game now, we have Terry at Nick. Yeah, disagreement. That's okay. DJ Smith is in the locker room. All right. My 4 teams -1.5: Canes, Bruins, Canucks, and Kings. Plus 7,534. All right, against you. Against you. Quinn and Byfield doing some crazy things for their third line. He was doing great in the top line. They moved in the third line. He didn't do anything for, I believe, 2 games. And yes, he did have a good game his last game, but I'm not going to jump on him back because of that. I don't like the inconsistent games before that. I don't like that he got moved to the third line despite playing really well. So won't. Kempe is the only prop I would consider for LA, but I like this Preds team here. I sadly, they're going to give Minnesota a bit of a fight here, I think, with the playoff race. So I will go with the Preds as a dog. But we will go to the parlay of the day. So 1-0, obviously, the parlay of the day is a new segment. 1-0 so far. And going to stick with player props here for this one. So today's parlay of the day, Brandon Hagel for the Tampa Bay Lightning over half a point. Patrick Kane for the Detroit Red Wings over half a point. Plus 165 for this 2-teamer here. Why am I doing this? Well, as I mentioned earlier, Brandon Hagel has a point in 10 straight games for this Lightning team. And you can look further from that. He was playing well before this 10-game point streak. Overall, he's just had a great year. And Patrick Kane, as I said, has a point in 5 straight games for the Red Wings. And almost a point per game player all year for the Red Wings when he's been in the lineup. And of course, we get to Kane is going to most likely get to face Annunen. So that makes me like it even more than I did when I placed it. So Hagel over half a point, Patrick Kane over half a point, plus 165 for the parlay of the day. Putting 2 units on it. Whoa! Oh, on your thing. Okay, no worries, no worries. Parlay of the day. Clap, clap, clap. Thanks. Hey, no problem. I hope we can cash it again. Sir Patrick Kane, Terry. No, Patrick Kane. No, sir. Terry's favorite. Yes, as we know, I don't like Patrick Kane. So, but I'm still taking it for a point because when it comes to betting, you may not like somebody, but it's about making money and not liking players. So there. I like it. I should tail. Okay, I will. Good luck to us. There we go. And no, okay, you're putting 2 units on this. All right. Best of luck. No pressure. Thanks. No, I'm kidding. But yes, Hagel skating with Braden Point. A little bit of changes in lineups there for the Lightning. But Point's been shooting the puck and he's been scoring lately. So Hagel might get an assist. He might get a goal. I like him to get a point here. Smiley face. Yes. I got plus 159. Yeah, depending on what book you use, you're going to get a different price, but it should be around the plus 160-ish mark. So best of luck, everyone. Let's get it. And Sorelli skating with Stammer and Cooch. Yeah. So some line changes there for Tampa Bay, obviously after their awful games they've had recently. It doesn't surprise me. But that's today's slate. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If you want my premium play in the Rangers-Devils game, it is in the early NHL 3-pack I have up on the site on Picks and Parlays. But that's it for today's show. 3 games tomorrow. And obviously we should have a show as far as I know. But best of luck to everyone tonight on whatever you're betting, even if it's MLB spring training. Best of luck. Cooch will get doubled. Hopefully. We'll see. And thumbs up. Yes, everyone hit the thumbs up. Best of luck in your bets tonight, and we'll see you again. Another episode, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Free NHL picks. Best of luck, everyone.